Hi there, another episode of Timothy Dolan in Kurdistan. And today, again, wouldn't say today was a routine day. By today, I mean the last 24 hours, in that yesterday I went in to check about the status of the payroll because it's getting towards the end of the month. And it's always a good idea to make sure that one's pay is coming and perhaps when payday is. And I had an exchange with the HR person where it left me rather bewildered, because there was talk about, well, we need to get your salary card, and your salary card is being delayed, and it was entirely unclear about what that was about. I've already gotten, of course, in essence, a national ID card. I've gotten a university ID card. Now comes the salary card, which I've subsequently found out is, in essence, an ATM card. But it's an ATM card that works with the KT Bank, which is the bank that the university does business with. But since Kurdistan had their little vote on autonomy, it turns out that Baghdad has decided to kind of cut off support services for the Kurdish banks, meaning that my account in KB Bank, when the pay finally hits, cannot be transferred internationally. I could transfer it apparently to Europe, but I can't get it to the United States. So then comes the question of how I go about getting the money out of a Kurdish bank and into my banks. And of course it becomes Byzantine, because what I'll have to do is open up an account with Bank of Iraq, or Bank of Baghdad, which is an Iraqi bank, and through them I'll be able to initiate transfers. So it's a three-step process now, or a three-tiered process. It is what it is. These puzzles are solved. The problem that I had was this idea of the delay on payment. Now institutions have policies, but people can have policies too. And one of my policies is that I don't work for free, and that I should be paid in a timely manner. So I basically gave 2 weeks' notice to receive pay in a timely way. And the HR person was a little flabbergasted by that, but didn't really explain, further. So that came today after a series of emails. We met face to face and got clear about, well, yeah, there is a delay in getting your ATM card, in essence, but it should be in by the end of the week. Well, she could have told me that much, much earlier. So things are more or less back on track as things tend to be. The university is still trying to be, learn how to be a university. So there's a lot of things like this that happen, and you have to just roll with it and understand that, there's no evil intent. It's just people don't quite know what they're doing. The second little incident today, I get a cab ride out of the university. Today I left a more or less usual time, was able to get a cab. Sometimes I end up walking to the mall, which is about a mile away, Family Mart. I happen to have to go to Family Mart today, so the cab driver took me there. It was raining. This is one thing. It was a rainy day. And the cab driver ended up charging me, instead of the usual 3,000 dinar, I gave him 5,000 expecting change, and he didn't give me change. Now, he didn't know English, and I didn't know Kurdmani, so we weren't able to resolve that, other than, again, in just a, sort of a, how do you put it, feeling a little indignant about that. I did end up taking his picture, and then also taking a picture of the license plate of the car, and from that I am going to check on what the deal is, because I've never had a bad experience. I've never felt that I was being cheated. This felt like that, even though at the end of the day we're only talking about $1.80 difference. So, you know, it's not exactly a full-on rip-off, but still, you know, it's something I need to get clarification about. And now I'm armed with something in case there was, in fact, a minor shakedown involved. At least now that's covered. The third thing is my little adventures with shoddy merchandise. I was at the mall, at the supermarket, picked up in essence, a $1, again, less than $1 corkscrew, because I actually bought some wine, some Chilean Cabernet Sauvignon that should be drinkable. It's hard to find wine here, believe me. Only to find that the corkscrew didn't work very well. It ended up breaking in the bottle. So you get what you pay for. I ended up having to go back to the market and pick up a decent corkscrew for about 10 bucks. Okay, you got to do what you got to do. And then with a little bit of, working it, I finally managed to get the corkscrew past the other corkscrew and get the darn cork out. And again, a nice little minor adventure. So these are the things that can take up one's day in Kurdistan that are quite removed from the routine work. There you go. My day in Kurdistan. Again, no big deal. Maybe a whole lot about not much, but that sums it up right now. Thank you very much for watching.